thank you, ladies, for coming and sitting and having this conversation with me and my audience. And I want to talk about how, as women, we were taught to survive, but we wasn't taught how to survive after the struggle. Okay, and many of us have grown up with in certain households and certain traumas. Even today, we go through some struggles. We're all here. We're all retired veterans. But my my sister right here. But you are still the wife of a veteran. You know what it's like when you've seen your husband go through some things. So I just want to kind of ask what, because we're walking into our becoming, right? We can come from the making to the becoming. So I just want to talk a little bit about how we have gotten to where we are today as women who are business owners. We're all business owners here, and like I said, the military. So what do you think is some of the lessons that life has taught you? What has life taught you? What is life teaching you? And how are you surviving today? I'm gonna start over here. I'm gonna start with the lovely Miss Brenda.
So first of all, thank you for having me on your show. It is such a pleasure to be a part of what you have started to do because a lot of us really need this, right? So what started me or what has motivated me throughout this whole journey of life is really just trusting God, and going into things scared, right?
Yeah,
So because we're sometimes talk ourselves out of things because we are scared. So
yeah,
if you go into it scared with faith, you can't fail because
right.
God is in control of it, right?
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's the that's it.
Yes.
That is it. That
I,
is
I like what you say because we just talked about this yesterday. Now, mind you, these are all my sisters.
it.
Okay, these are all my sisters. I think she the baby, but we are you the baby? Oh, one of the baby. But sometimes how we always say, life be lifing, life be lifing. We don't even talk, baby. What, a month? A month. I got to talk to her every day. I got to talk to her every day. She's, oh Jesus. This is the Miss Ashley Brown. She's the behind the scenes person. But we sometimes we go what, a month. May I don't think we go a month over. Do we go over a month of talking? We have. So okay, a month and a half. I don't think I let it go over a month and a half. But we always say, man, life be life, and we go through our things, and then we come back together, and you're sharing our stories, picking up the pieces, and then we share how we get through this. And one of the things we were just talking about yesterday is how to pray over our fear and to put the worship over our worrying. So I know that we were just talking yesterday, Brenda, and you were telling us how you have been not have you arrived at your peace, but how you're protecting your peace, how you go through being strong after losing how many? Five family members in a span of what, 1 month? 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year. And it's hard. Explain a little bit how you were saying how it's hard when people call and and ask you those questions. Are you okay or whatever?
Yeah. So um, throughout the journey, like it started with my best friend, and then my grandmother, my sister, my nephew, and then my great nephew. And throughout that whole process, of course, the first initial was my best friend, and it was like easy to receive, right? Because I'm like, yeah, I needed the support, whatever, whatever. Then it comes to my grandmother, and I'm like, okay, now you're just calling me like 3 months later to say the same thing. And it became numb. I became numb to it. And it was to the point where people would call and they're like, I don't know what to say. And I'm like, I understand it because I don't know what to tell you to say because I wouldn't know what to say to you, right? Because it's not a typical thing that happen to people, right?
Right.
Like it's not really normal to have that many deaths back to back to back. Grieving. You don't have time to grieve one person before you're grieving the next. So it was just like to the point where I say, you know what? I have to be okay with God's decision
Right.
because He's in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
He knew from the day that we was formed into our parents' belly, our mother's belly, that we will be born on whatever day, and He knew the day that we would die.
Right.
And so that was my reality check. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to not be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I would tell people. Like, I'm not okay, but if I'm shutting down, if I don't call, if I don't answer, it's just because I have to deal with it in my own time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't allow myself to apply my burdens, my grief onto you. You've got life going on, you
Right.
know? So if I know that you have life going on, you may be going through something too. So I can't just say, hey, here, take this and beat you down with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's too heavy for you. So I have to go through my process and trust God that He's going to get me through it.
And I'd say I think that's the same for me. I'm close to you all, so I will call and be like, I'm a little different. Now everybody is different in their trauma. Some people want to be just quiet, and from what I noticed, most of y'all get quiet. I'm okay, and it's like, okay, well, I know that they will reach out if they need or want to talk, but for me. Y'all already know. It get quiet, call Bree, because she probably about to jump off somebody's first step, So,
as long as it's the first step.
Yeah, because some people believe silence is a healing mechanism. Now, for me, I always teach people that, don't listen to yourself because in trauma, when we get in trauma, we tend to listen at ours. I should have did this better. I could have maybe I should have did it this way. Or maybe if I was there, this wouldn't have happened. Or maybe all the anxiety things that we think in our head. And the truth is that I just, again, have to what's the word I'm looking for? Reassure myself is that word control. God is in control. But we always want to control the situation and pray to God, say, God, you're in control. And then we go out there and we're trying to fix everything. So, what are some things, Ash, that maybe you find yourself trying to control and then you just said, I'm going to just give it to God. I can't do this no more. As being a single mom, I mean, you have so much.
Almost everything, really. Like I guess we could stay on the topic like losing people. So I mean, I like when my stepdad passed, I'm like, okay, everybody else is crying and hurting. I was like, I gotta be the strong one. I gotta go help my mom to do the arrangements. I gotta this and that. So I'm the only one at the funeral checking on everybody else. It wasn't about me. I'm making sure everybody's good. I'm making sure the lineup is right. I'm like, nope, you forgot about my auntie. She ain't in the line. Hold on, we not walking in yet. She's on her way. She's still on the highway. We gonna stand out here and wait. So I told the funeral director, oh, no, you good? Play some music. It's okay. She's on her way. She'll be here in a minute. So it's like it takes me a minute to. I know it takes me a minute to process things like that because I'm too busy making sure that everybody else is good. And literally, I don't think I fully processed his death until maybe like a year later, like the anniversary. And it hit me because it was just me at home. The kids were at school. I was like, oh my God, he literally died a year ago. And it just like, it's almost like it had just happened. It just hit me. I'm like, oh my God, I got to deal with this. Then fast forward to my good friend Keisha, her mother passed. And I'm like, I can't cry because she's crying. So I have to get it together. I got to be strong. I got to make sure this is and that. So I'm over there helping her get all the arrangements. She's breaking down. And I'm like, you better not cry. Get it. I'm like literally talking to myself in my head, not knowing that it was just making it worse on me because it was almost like I didn't want to put off, because that was her mother, I didn't want to put off the pain I had onto her while she already had pain. And then that made her rely on me more. And when it hit me, like I'm at Sam's and I was like, oh my gosh, she's dead. And I was like, oh my God. Like I'm literally in Sam's like, oh my gosh, people look at me. I can't cry. I can't cry. I'm trying to keep it together. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing eyelashes. Like trying to get it all together. And I'm literally in Sam's breaking down. And literally that was a year after her passing. So it's like.
So did you ever notice how when we pour in, so she said something good, like how we pour into people. And I noticed that with my nephew. Like I was trying to be the strong one, but at the end of the day, we always, as women, we always try to be the fixer. But who's fixing us?
Yeah.
Who's fixing us during these times of who is fixing you? Who is pouring into you as you was pouring into everybody else?
To be honest, it was people trying, but we're Leos, we understand. I didn't want to deal with everything.
Oh
I
my
didn't want to deal with
goodness.
everything right then. I wanted to deal with it when I wanted to deal with it. So you can ask me if I'm okay, and what do I always say? Oh no, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right. Just I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting ready to tell you I'm about to break down and just roll on the floor and take my hairballs out and just crawl all over everywhere. I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm like, I'm fine, Because the way I look at it is like you said, life is life, and I'm not gonna put what I got going on onto you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what you're going through. You might be going through something heavier than I'm going through. Then I pile mine on top of you, and it's like,
And I guess everybody's different because when I'm going through something, like give me something to take my direction off of my trauma.
Right. But the thing is, it will for a second, for a moment, right? Mm-hmm. But then when you start to think about, okay, well, she just told me that her sister died, her grandma died, her best friend, her nephew, her great nephew, all of these people, and then here it is, my nephew passed. Now I got to process my nephew's death for you, is what I'm saying. You got to process your nephew's death. You got to process my grandma, my best friend, my nephew, my great nephew. It's extra.
Yeah.
You don't need all that. You got to process what you're going through. You got to be the support for your family. You got to be here for your husband, your kids. I can't be in my mind like, oh dang, Bree stressed out about me.
Yeah.
My stuff. When reality is, we all just need to be able to support each other through it. And sometimes supporting each other through it is saying, hey, I don't have the words. I can't really put your stuff on me right now, but I can pray. I can give it to God, and I can be there to cry with you. This is what I tell people. I'll cry, I'll laugh, whatever you need me to do. If you want me to just sit in the room and look at you cry, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just what you need. And even down to me, like I could not go to work. Like I had to continue to work through. Like my boss told me, like, listen, no, don't come to work. You just lost your sister. You just lost these people. Like it's too much for you. And I said, no, I need to work because if I sit here too long, it's gonna be too much for me. So let me keep myself busy to keep my mind off of it. So when it's time for me to go to the funeral, go to the this, go to the that, I could be there for my family. I don't have to, and so the same. I had to plan my two nephews. I had to do their whole funerals. I had to do my sister funeral, all of that, right? But hey, who else? Nobody else is strong enough too.
Yeah.
And my faith in God was enough. Like, yeah, I have my moments. I have my moments. The wind can blow wrong. I'd be like, oh man, I miss my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a little baby and I'm like, oh, that's my little nephew. I miss him so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I have the moments, but I can process through them more with being able to just say, you know what, God, I still trust you. And yeah, I will acknowledge, no, I'm not all right in this moment. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to be just fine. But I can't give it to you to try to help me be okay.
Yeah. Big sis. This the big sister of the group. Okay. Big sis knows that, I will pick up because I think me and you are the most retired people. When I say we are retired, means we don't get up and do nothing in the morning. Like I can always say, oh, I know I could call Monique because I know she ain't working, and big sis, let me ask you with all that, that you go through, health issues that you go through, husband, I noticed that you're always the one who's takes very little, not that you don't take care of yourself, but you always are, I got to do this, my husband that. How are you surviving with everything that you have been through, even with the death of your father? You take care of mom, everybody share a little bit about how you are surviving. Prayer. That seems to be prayer for everybody. You get prayer. You get prayer. Okay, I feel like Oprah now. Prayer is free. Mm-hmm.
So with me, it's basically the same with all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you gotta be that strong one
Mm-hmm.
because I am the eldest. So it's like all of my siblings are looking at me. Even my mom is looking at me. My husband looking at me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't have time to break down
Mm-hmm.
because I got to make sure, like they said, everybody else is straight. I got to make sure these arrangements is done. I got to make sure their partners, be it spouse or whatever, is straight. You know what I'm saying? So I get my time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I sit and I pray, and in my mind, I tell myself they're in a much better place.
Mm-hmm.
They came here, and now they've gone back to love. So they're in a place of love. So helps. That helps calm my anxieties because I have a problem with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so me knowing that they're okay on the other side
Mm-hmm.
gives me the strength to make sure everybody on this side is good. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of prayer,
A lot
and
of
it's a lot
prayer.
of faith, and it's a lot of trusting myself. I have to trust myself that my mind is in the right place because I can come.
Yeah.
I can come out of that quick. You know, being in the military and doing all the deployments and seeing what I saw just messed me up. You know, it's like when I went in the military, I was that calm, laid back person. You know, nobody believed I had kids because I was thinking like, you ain't got no kids. Well, yeah, I got 3. Why you so laid back? You know. And I'm like, because I don't worry about anything. It's like my faith was so strong to where I knew if if Monday was a bad day, Tuesday was a better day.
Mm-hmm.
That was my mentality until I got into Uncle Sam's.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And saw the things and meld with the people. Because, like, I'm from New York, so it's like a melting pot. There's different cultures and everything, but it's a different beast being in the military. So,
Oh yeah.
it's like, and those deployments just scattered me all over the place. So I lost my faith for a little bit.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
as we all we
I
all fall short
lost
of that. Yeah.
I lost it because I went in believing one thing, but then you showed me something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I thought, you know what I'm saying, that took me out of who I was. So I had to get me back.
Right.
So when me came back, then it was a little easier for me to be there for everybody. Because, like, I have friends still from the military can call me at the crack of dawn. Girl, da da da. And if I'm sleeping, they'd be like, you sleep? Yeah. Okay, I'll call you back. I said, you all right? That's the first thing come out of my mouth. Are you okay? I said, I'm all right. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm sure. No, are you okay? Because evidently something may be on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you're calling me at this time of the day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think of myself first. You know, it's like I put other people ahead just to make sure they're good. So once they're good, then I'm okay. Does that make sense? It's like I'm calm because you're okay. And like when me and you talk and you going through your things, I sit and I listen, and sometimes I be like, oh, it's time for vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need a
And it is hard. It is hard. Well, being everybody knows me. I'm that, but I've learned to, not, I can't. And that's the whole thing about prayers over your fear and worship over your worrying. And I had to learn that even when Manny, our other sister, that's when I was into my thing and we lost Eddie. It was like, I want to fix everything. I want to fix it. I want to fix it. Wow, God. And so it's just like, I am learning because we have all lost somebody, each and every. It's like I didn't. Who taught us that when we were growing up? Nobody taught us about the struggle. Who said, Ashley, you're gonna walk into this struggle? Here's how to get out. Brenda, you're gonna walk into the struggle. This is how you get out. Mo, that you're gonna walk into the struggle. Nobody taught us that. Nobody even taught me that. My grandmother, who was the glue and the backbone of our family, When was somebody going to tell me that people was going to die that you love? I think that's a whole big thing too, as women, as we share these stories. And this is about building legacies, breaking cycles, building legacies. Because I don't want to keep repeating the same cycle. We were brought here and taught a whole bunch of things, and it's like, okay, now why? How do I save that stress from my children, my grandchildren? I don't want a funeral. I don't want one because I believe that is within itself. Looking at the person in the casket, lowering them down in the ground. And, oh Lord, it's too much stress and anxiety. And I feel when my mother say she doesn't want any of that either. Just bury her, because now I gotta look at you. Now I gotta wish and hope and I rather I would rather teach my children. I don't want my grandchildren grieving me like that. Like, I want to remember me as I was. And that's why now I prepare, even though there's no preparation for death. It is none, because some happen abruptly. It didn't come out of nowhere, and you're like, what happened? Now, those I can understand, but I'm trying to like prepare my grandchildren to even just say, hey, I'm not always going to be here. You're going to go through things in life, and this is how you get out of them. And I think that's what even when situations happen that we have no control over, even now at 54, about to be 55. Okay. Okay. I am saying to myself, breathe. You got to pray over these fears and really put action and meaning behind the words, because I always thought, oh, God is in control. God is in control. But those words started to become less and less meaningful. So now it's like, like you just said, sometimes you fall short, and it's like, okay, I fell short, but God, okay. How many times, and it's okay to revisit your failures and then build off of those failures. Okay, I fell back into this depression, but I'm going to put my prayers over this fear. I'm going to go ahead and worship over this word, because your peace, your peace, you can't control peace. You just can't do it. You can't do it. Now, all of us here have a significant other, right?
Before you go, I'm gonna disagree with you about something.
Okay.
Okay. Stop controlling people. No. What I want to disagree with you on is the part about you telling your grandkids,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna go through this. This is how you get through it. You can't do that.
You don't think so?
No.
Because
Everybody's
everybody's
situation is gonna be totally
the way I handled the loss of my father is different than how she handled the loss of hers. Because maybe the relationships are different, maybe the situation, how it happened was different, and then our thought process is different. Me, I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to handle it at the time. So what I did was I basically forced myself to just throw it back in my head. I was still literally, I would, still text the phone or whatever, because every now and again we would text message or whatever case. I was still doing the stuff that I usually do with him because I didn't want to do it. So you can't really prepare somebody.
Well, when I say preparation, it's just, don't think that I'm going to be here forever.
Well, I get that, but the best way for you to help your grandkids is to help them build their strength. Help them build their
Yes.
strength and help them build their mentality around situations like that. You can't say, well, this is what you do if this happens. No, you have to make them stronger mentally.
Yes.
So that when that situation does happen, they have the mental capacity to sit back and say, now, what am I going to do? This is what's going on. What am I going to do to handle this? How am I going to go forth with that? You know what I'm saying? You have to give them strength, because nowadays these kids out here are the weakest link.
They built different. Ain't that the terminology? They built different.
They fall apart.
They built different. So what I mean, so that's kind of what I mean about preparation, like guiding, teaching them, like, hey, you don't go and fall apart because I'm not here. We need to learn to teach and guide and to teach, guide, and direct all of our young people, and then let God be in control of the rest. Because I want to, teach them that, hey, I see what you're saying. There's no way that you could teach anybody to prepare for my going, but this is what I want you to do. First of all, what happens in every household when the strong person passes away? What happens when the glue of the family passes? Everybody. They scatter. So it's like that's the cycle I want to break. That's the cycle I want to stop, because here we are, having $1 million properties, all the stuff we have. Now I'm gone and everything want to fall apart, and y'all gonna let it go? And no, like, no. So I've seen it in too many families. People pass away and the house is given up.
So the only thing I would say is to teach them how to maneuver throughout life in general, right? Mm-hmm. Teaching them how to maneuver throughout life in general will also it would entail deaths, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's a part of life. We're here, we're born to live and to die, right? Because that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. However, we just have to allow them the opportunity to deal with it the way they want to, because once we start telling kids, because I was taught the same thing. Oh, you got to be strong. You can't cry. You can't do this. You can't do that. It puts in their mind like I can't express my feelings. I can't have these emotions, because if I do, it shows weakness. Mm-hmm. However, we need to be able to show that, so that we can get the help that we need. That's why the mental issues happen, because now we got so much to stored in our heads that we don't have an outlet for it. Right. So we have to be able to release those things. It's not saying that I have to bring it to you, but there's professionals. Yes. Right? Making sure they understand, hey, it's okay to go to counseling. Counseling is not saying that you're weak. It's not saying that you're crazy. It's not saying that you just whatever. Is saying that, hey, I recognize I need help. It's just like people that have alcohol issues, right? Yeah. They go to these AAU meetings or AAA meetings because, hey, I realize I have an issue, and I don't want this issue. Mm-hmm. In order to get help, I have to go and sit with professionals who can help me maneuver through that. We may not, as parents, as grandparents, as whatever, friends, family members, we may not be able to help them maneuver because we're familiar. Right? Right. They're too familiar with us. I can go and tell my kids something right now. My 21-year-old daughter, I could tell her, hey, the sky is blue outside. You should go out there and watch it. It's so beautiful. Mommy, that sky is not blue. What are you talking about? But you may be able to express it to her a little bit different and tell her something a little bit different, and kind of gets into her mind and say, you know what? It is beautiful. It is. Mm-hmm. It is. But I couldn't get through, and that's okay. That's why we have villages, right? Yeah. Allow the village to be a part of that.
And that is a part of what I like to talk about too in the black families. In the black families, we were always taught that you don't need no strength. You don't need to go there. What they teach us in the military. If you ain't, no pain, no gain. Yeah. No pain, no gain. That, if you feel this pain, it means you living. Get back out there. Go on that 35th deployment, So yeah, we were taught a lot of things, and as women, and I hope my male viewers don't get mad, but women, we are the backbone. We are the backbone.
They have to know that, because woman was created out of the rib of man, so they have to know that you can't live without your rib.
It's we not only are we mothers, we're doctors, we're lawyers, we're psychologists, we're judges. Vice president. we the babysitters for the grandkids, and it's like with all of this things that we have to take on as women, it's like we need to know that first of all we need to go back to the basics, especially when we're talking about today and today's time. Okay, and that's what burn, breaking, and becoming unstoppable is all about. We have to burn through the trauma of our past so we can make a better future for our children and breaking those generational cycles. When it comes to death, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to raising your kids, uh, that, and then we have to teach them to how to walk in their purpose. Well, not teach them how to walk in their purpose, but just to let people know that, hey, you have a purpose. You have a purpose in this life, and kind of, I know a lot of us are, we're faith, I was taught so many religions growing up in my childhood, but what I try to teach now, I don't kind of Bible beat the kids, but just to say, hey, even my grandkids, to say there is a higher power. I know that I was on an interview with another sister of ours, and she, if y'all watch, she said that there was a man who, um, he put his faith in a chair. So we have to say, hey, have faith in something. And you notice how the young people to now, they get so defeated. First of all, they want everything right now, and that's just not possible. So I look at some of the kids and be like, who raised y'all? You see the '70s babies, the '80s babies, the '90s babies. And you start to look at these. Yeah. It's start,
Internet, social media, games, all of that. I mean, of course, they're in the house with us, but that's what they pay the most attention to,
yeah,
right? So yeah, we didn't have all of that.
we didn't.
So we didn't have the things that was distracting us from what we had to listen to, even if we didn't always agree with what our parents was doing or saying
Yeah,
or what have you. We still didn't have something to kind of alter our thinking process. My kids, we could tell them something, they'd be like, "Well, hold up, I was on TikTok and they said this, this, and this."
yeah.
So
Oh my goodness.
right, you know what I'm saying? Or Chat GPT said,
Oh
and
my
it's
goodness.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, if that's what you want to go with. But and so I had to start telling my husband when they come back with those, "Mommy, Pop, y'all was right." I said, "Don't even beat it down to them to say, I told you, da 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 da,"
Mhm.
because that's what my parents did, right?
Yeah.
It was more so, you're right, okay, you got it. It was a lesson that you had to learn,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just here, and I tell him this all the time, babe. We just here to wipe the tears when they come back.
That's it.
That's it. And just and be thankful that they did come back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, because some kids they don't come back. You know, they'll keep going off and doing whatever they have to do. But for me, I'm just open book to my kids. Like, and I tell them the same thing, babe. We have to be completely transparent with them. No matter if it's something that we're going
Yes.
through, we have to let them know because eventually, sometimes, some way down the line of becoming an adult, they will experience something, if not the same, something similar. So if we're not transparent and show them what we go through, because we ain't perfect, they're gonna think, oh well, I don't have no example, because they always have perfect stuff going on. No, we fall short too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's where building strength with your kids comes from. You have to. I didn't have the internet. I didn't have my parents. My family is from the South. My mom's side is from South Carolina. My dad's side is from Virginia. So they're like Geechee and Blackfoot or whatever the Indian tribe is there. And then my dad's father is Peruvian. He's a black Peruvian. You know, they dropped them off in Peru. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I didn't have examples of weakness in front of me. You know what I'm saying? If something was going on, you saw that strength behind. You know, I can. I'm not going to talk about it. That's how my grandparents were. That's how my parents were. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I didn't have any choice but to be strong. So when something goes on, it's like I can't go. Oh God, I mean, this is what I do. Okay, God, I know you got me, and then I take it from there. You know what I'm saying? Because I can. When I tell you I can go, but I have to remember who I am. I didn't come up like that.
Yes.
My parents didn't teach me to fall apart. They taught me to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Physically and mentally. So, but like I said, sometimes you gotta break down to build back up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm a little different because my situation, of course, I don't know if y'all, if everybody knows, but my situation is a little different. I'm not gonna be long with it. But when I was 2, my father killed my mother, so my aunt had to raise me. So I didn't have that direct. My mother taught me this. My mother taught me that. I didn't have that, but I had my sister. Then I had her friends, and then I had cousins and all that. I was just literally whoever was older than me and was around, those are the lessons I got, or either I learned on my own. So what I do now is try to break that cycle with my children. Like my daughter now, if I call her down here, she'll say it. The one thing, if something going wrong or whatever, she know I'm always say, I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay.
Fire.
Figure it out.
Fire.
I'm gonna figure it out. She already know. We in the car. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't get. Or I don't have money this, and she'd be on her tablet. Mommy, you're gonna figure it out. Because she knows that's what I'm always like. Boom, both of them know. There's never a time where I don't want to ever teach them defeat, because I saw that so much when I was younger with a lot of different things, whether it was with whoever, maybe I still call my aunt, my mom, whoever she was with. I saw defeat in that, and I never allow my children to see that with me. Like I went through a literally a whole domestic violence relationship, and my son couldn't tell you nothing about it. I never allowed him to see any of that. The only thing he could tell you is I couldn't stand him. I don't know what it was about him, but I didn't like him. Yeah. That's the only thing he could tell you. And he couldn't tell you anything else, because there was never a time I ever want them to see defeat. I want them to always know where there's a will, there's a way. And then, of course, we pray together, we all of that. And then going back to the how you said preparing them, I was never taught to be prepared for like when people die. I guess that's why I handle it the way I do. But I always tell my kids, you know what? I might not always be here, but I will always be here and here.
Yeah.
You will always have memories of me. You will always have the stuff that I said, and I will forever be in your heart. We are a part of each other. So I might not physically be where you can see me, but you will always remember either something I said, did, sung, or whatever the case. That's how I feel like I prepare my kids, because literally I just keep little small things. If I just go in my son's room, did you know such and such and such? Well, listen, if that happened to you, you better like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just going in, I can catch myself on his bed talking to him. He be back there like. But crazy thing is, he'll go through a situation and he'll come in my room, Mom. Like, oh Lord, what? He's like, Mom, remember when I wasn't listening to you when you came in my room and you told me I needed to? Guess what happened to me? I was like, oh, so Mom does know something, huh? Okay, I'm just saying. But it's crazy because you think they're not listening, but they do
listen. They do listen.
They don't do it how you tell them, but they form their own way, which I think is good. Yeah, because they got to learn on their own. Again, we're not always gonna be here, but that's how I'm trying to prepare my kids, for them to be able to at least figure out how to do it on their own if that situation happens. Exactly.
Right. And I agree with all of that.
And I told my family, like, that's a big thing for me. A lot of times it may be overwhelming because I can be a little bit, y'all know how we can be.
Y'all know how I can be. I'm the Scorpio. I'm not even into time. I'm not even into what's those zodiac signs, but I do believe in that.